Okay, limited today were Corey Valentine, Kenny Clark, Josh Jacobs, Elton Jenkins, Jordan Love, Rasheed Walker, Devontae Wyatt. Did not practice were Jair, Josh Myers, and Evan Williams.
Is it a good sign that you had Jordan out there today on a rainy day? I would think maybe it's a little bit slick, so is that a sign that he's progressed here some?
Yeah, we'll see. He was limited today.
Does limited include team reps?
No, limited means limited.
Matt, how'd you think he moved, just given the field conditions?
Yeah, I mean, like he was limited.
Does that factor if it's a rainy field Sunday?
No. To me, what factors is can you protect yourself or not, and can you function at a high level, a winning level, and so we'll see where he's at.
What does that mean to you, protect yourself? I mean, how would you define that?
Well, I think there's a lot of ways to define that, but like the ability you got to be able to get out of harm's way if it comes your way, and you got to be able to function and do the things that we need you to do, and that he feels comfortable doing, and if he can't, then he won't play.
Is it assumed if he does play, there's going to be a pain level there that he'll just have to fight through?
I think all these guys are fighting through stuff right now, to be honest with you. I mean, it's that time of the season, and very few guys aren't fighting through something.
Jordan's made clear to us that he wants to use his mobility. He feels like that's a weapon part of this game. Is he at a place where if need be, he can just stand there, operate in the pocket just as a passer and not have
Absolutely. I think that's obviously, I know all quarterbacks would like to be able to move around, but there's certain circumstances that won't even allow you to, depending upon how the pocket kind of distributes itself. But yeah, absolutely, he can totally play from within the pocket. He's proven that.
Is the plan for him to practice a little bit tomorrow too?
We'll see tomorrow.
And Matt, what was just your reaction to Xavier with the NFC Defensive Player of the Month honors? Obviously, everything he's done.
I think it's well deserved. I think he's obviously made a lot of plays and has been playing at a high level, but I also think it's a credit to his teammates too, because it's never about one man. But certainly he's done a great job and made some maximized opportunities and made some big time plays for us. So hopefully that'll continue, and I'm confident it will. I think he's a great player, and he's been a great pickup for us.
Now, what do you think Josh Myers has given you after what he went through this summer? He's playing with a stinger, he's playing with a wrist injury. What do you think he's given you?
Yeah, I think he's just his availability has been huge for us. The continuity up front. He's the guy kind of driving the ship up front, making all the calls, and he's battled through a lot. But I think what's been so impressive is just obviously he battled through a lot off the field, but also on the field, and his ability to get ready each week for us and his availability has been pretty impressive. And I think to me, he's one of those guys that's kind of like the heart and soul of the team.
Concerned about his availability for Sunday, or do you think with the rest that he's gotten the last 2 days?
We'll see. We'll give him up to game time, but yeah, absolutely, I'm concerned about that because he's a big part of our ability to go out there and operate at a high level on offense.
How much does your center have to be in sync with your quarterback when he's up there making a declaration on either a pass protection or something like that? And obviously, he's had to work with Malik and Jordan in these games.
They better be on the same page because they're the two guys that are really directing the whole thing. So they have to be in unison and on the same page.
If you look at Detroit's run defense, their yards per carries up a bit. What do you see from that perspective?
When they load the box and play you in tight man coverage like they've shown to do, there's nowhere to run. So, yeah, I mean, you better have an answer for that. They do a really good job. I think just all in all, I think it's just a really physical defense that plays very aggressive, that's downhill. They do a great job of punching at the football and rallying to the football. So to me, that usually is a mark of a really good defense.
I know it's a new year, but how much do you look back at last year's game against the Lions on Thanksgiving, just from a defensive perspective and what you guys were able to do and disrupt their offense?
Yeah, I think you always take into account all the information. And so whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams, I mean, you're looking at everything, kind of seeing different ways that you attacked each other, how they attacked you, how you attacked them, and you take everything into account.
I know you've talked about him before, but you did have the 1 year with Goff in LA. When you look at how he's, I don't want to say reclaimed his career, but certainly had all the success he's had now in Detroit after what ended in LA, what do you just think of his resilience?
That was evident right when we got with him. You know, he had, I want to say, 7 starts or whatever it was as a rookie, and there wasn't a whole lot of success there from a team standpoint. And I always thought that he approached the game the right way. I thought just, you know, keeping a level head, and the moment was never too big for him. Obviously, I mean, he was the #1 pick in the draft, so you know that there's talent there. There's arm talent. I think there's a lot that goes into that position, and it's a credit to his work ethic and his ability to stay resilient. I'm not surprised by the success that he has had and is having. He's playing the position as well as anybody in the game right now. Just look at the numbers; they tell you everything, and then you watch the tape and it backs it up. So I think he's doing a great job. He's a guy that if you give him time, he's gonna make you pay. He's gonna find the right guys. If you give him a sliver of light to make the pass, he's gonna take advantage of that. So just always been a big fan of his. Just won't be a big fan of his on Sunday.
Matt, you grew up in Michigan, so you had a lot of front row seat to a lot of bad Lions football, being in the division.
Actually, I never really, I think I went to 1 Lions game growing up, so I never had a front row seat.
It was on your TV, though, I imagine, right?
Huh?
It was on your TV, though, I would imagine.
Absolutely, every weekend.
What have you made being in the division of the reclamation project that they've had over these past couple of years?
Yeah, it's been really impressive to watch. I think Dan Campbell is, I mean, you can tell the team takes on his mentality. They're tough, and they're going to fight you to the death. And so I think that's who he is, and he's done a great job of leading those guys. And I think that when they've done a great job of getting in a lot of talent and guys that are like-minded like that, and they're going to go out and they're going to compete to the best of their ability. And I think when you couple that, and they've had with good schemes and good coaches, it's not a surprise to me that they're doing as well as they're doing.
Going back to Goff for a second, I think he's only got 4 interceptions on the season. What have you seen from him and his ability to take care of the ball maybe compared to other quarterbacks?
Yeah, he does a great job. You know, they got good scheme, they got good players, and he does his job as well as anybody. So, you know, I think it's going to be important for us. They got a really good offensive line. I think any quarterback that has that ability to work through their progressions and find the open guys, it's so important to get pressure on them, to get them uncomfortable. And I think that's going to be one of the keys to the game, and it's a challenge because when you look at their front, when you look at their offensive line, they got a really good one of the best in the league.